Good morning. How the devil are you all doing this fine day? Me? Well, although I was a little more underwhelmed about England's performance than some of the pundits, I was pleased to see Gareth Southgate's men off to a winning start yesterday. I was also pleased to have completed my longest run to date last night. But I was even more pleased with the news that emerged from the hallowed halls of the National Federation of Demolition Contractors yesterday, and I'll be discussing that shortly. So, without further ado, let me roll the intro, post the question of the day, and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It is Tuesday, the 22nd of November, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, the rules of succession have been set aside as John Lynch prepares for NFDC presidency. The world's tallest buildings and the challenges they present for those that might ultimately demolish them. We're headed back to the Messe Munchen, first in the company of Steelwrist, and then to check out the latest from Mecalac. And we're yelling timber as we check out the latest Volvo offerings for the forestry sector. And we'll get to all of that in just a second. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days. Happy birthday! And it's many happy returns to Middlemarch author George Eliot, which is a woman, and the French president who gave his name to an airport, Charles de Gaulle. Happy birthday also to composer Benjamin Britten, comedian Rodney Dangerfield, and to the man from U.N.C.L.E. himself, actor Robert Vaughan, to former Python Terry Gilliam, actor Tom Conti, tennis star Billie Jean King, and Boris Becker, a Sopranos actor and guitarist Little Stephen Van Sant, Tina Weymouth from the Talking Heads, and to the Incredible Hulk actor Mark Ruffalo, and to his fellow Avenger, actress Scarlett Johansson. But far more importantly, today marks the birthday of the original Scream Queen, the reason why Trading Places is among the most paused movies of all time. Happy birthday to the gorgeous and ever lovely Jamie Lee Curtis. Many happy returns to them, one and all. It was officially announced yesterday that the National Federation of Demolition Contractors is to override its usual rules of succession to make the current second Vice President, John Lynch, the new president when William Crook's reign comes to an end in March next year. In what is unquestionably his greatest contribution to the NFDC cause, the current Vice President, Gary Bishop, has agreed to step aside, allowing John Lynch to leapfrog him into the top job. It is, of course, a top job that Bishop held forgettably back in 2011, although the statement issued by the NFDC to its members offered very little in the way of detail and explanation. Many in the industry are reading the naming of John Lynch as president-elect as a step towards a much-needed reform. When I interviewed John Lynch back in March of last year, when he was bidding for the role of second vice president, he made it clear that he was targeting a modernisation of the Federation. His role will not be easy. He will inherit a federation that has seen its membership, reach, reputation, and influence slide and diminish in recent years. He will likely catch the aftershock of the CMA investigation that named 10 NFDC members in its big bid rigging probe. The scandal landed squarely and unfairly in the lap of the incumbent president and has further tarnished the federation's wider reputation. But Lynch possesses the determination to steady a ship that has been buffeted by external forces and which has been destabilised even further in a pursuit of relevance and credibility that has seen it leap from one current bandwagon to another in recent years. He will also be handed something of a clean slate. Many of the Federation's honorary life vice presidents have either left or are playing a less vocal role now. That should make Lynch's reforms easier to push through. In addition, the overstaffed marketing team that led the Federation from one blind alley to another, consuming member funds as they did so, has now gone as well. That should allow Lynch and his team to focus on the real needs of the membership, and it will allow the Federation... excuse me 1 second, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, it's gone. And it will allow the Federation to set aside industry agenda rather than being pushed and pulled by it. Get rid of that. From all that I've seen and heard, John Lynch appears to be driven not by ego or a desire for personal recognition or gain, but by a genuine passion for the NFDC. I've said it before and I will say it again. The UK demolition industry warrants and deserves a trade association, just not the one it has at the moment. But if John Lynch is allowed to reform and modernise, the NFDC could once again be just what the industry needs. Now, if you'd like to see my interview with NFDC President-elect John Lynch, you can do so using the link that I'm just about to post in the chat. But while I'm doing that, let me roll this one.
Since the finance bill came into effect in April, the construction industry has seen a surge of fuel thefts. The rising cost of living has placed an additional risk of theft by employees and contractors, as well as opportunistic thieves. By using diesel dye and placing warnings of its use, you are sending a clear message that this is your fuel.
I was sent a video yesterday featuring the tallest man-made structures in the world, and it really is superb. I'm going to play it for you in just a second. But while it's playing, I'd like you to consider two things. The first is just how far we've come from buildings like the iconic Chrysler Building and the equally iconic Empire State Building. And the second thing to mull over is just how will we demolish these super towers when their time comes? Now, I realise that some of those final few were a bit fantastical, but construction is already underway on a tower that will exceed the 1 kilometre mark. Which tower, I wonder, will be the first to join the Mile High Club? Now, this is not the first time I've questioned how we might demolish the super towers of today and tomorrow. In fact, I wrote about it in a paper called Rise of the Super Towers, should I say, just a few years ago. And you can read that using the link that I just posted over in the chat. Okay, people, it's that time again. We're bound for Bavaria and for Bauma 2022. We're about to share a film featuring Steelwrist. You'll know Steelwrist. Their products require no introduction from me whatsoever. But I will say this, of all the stands that we visited during Bauma 2022, Steelwrist, should I say, was among the most helpful and the most welcoming. And here is why they were there.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to the Steelwrist stand. The first time we were present here at Bauma, that was 2016 with an own stand. Okay, and then 2019 we expanded that a bit. We had a demo area with one machine, and that was a bit tight, I must say, and this year it's still tight, but we've grown bigger. We've 50% more of area here. We have two machines here. We have a small one, a 1.8 ton, and we have a 13-ton machine here, which shows our product here on a live demo with a speaker to explain a little bit what great products we have. So yeah, it's clearly a statement to the market. Hey, look, we're there, we're growing, we have more products, and we're serious. We have quite a few new products here. I want to start at the lower end. One of the focus products is our new tilt rotator, the X02. It's for machines from 1.5 to 2.5 tons. Really, due to the low weight and low building height, really made for those machines in order to make the machines more versatile, but not affect stability and capacity too much. Where we have many customers with those small machines in the landscaping business, where you have very confined areas and very small machines, and that tilt rotator is really dedicated for those machines and for those applications. We have started our operations here in Germany in 2014, 2015 with a small team. Now we are 9-10 people today. We are setting up our own German organization, the own German subsidiary here, where Steelwrist is really showing a commitment to the market, to the German, Austrian and Swiss market, with an own subsidiary, with an own team, and we really see the growth of the tilt rotator as a concept as such. We see every year a higher installation rate on the different machine sizes, starting at the classical wheeled excavator side, but also smaller machines getting more and more into the tilt rotator application, but also the bigger crawler machines. We have just recently launched our biggest model, which is called SQ90. And that quick coupler goes up to machines up to 70 tons. So that's really, let's say, the demolition application. And we already had the SQ80, which was up to 43 ton, but now we close that gap up to also for the bigger machines. Today, at least in the Central European application, the fully automatic coupler, that is the standard in the demolition segment, because people have to change 50, 80, 100 times per day their work tool in order to have an efficient way of working, and that's not possible when you have to get in and out of the machine. And the other thing is obviously the S-type quick couplers and our SQ fully automatic quick couplers, which then make it possible to also pick up hydraulic work tools without getting out of the cab. We are doing dealer business only, but we are with the dealer going to the customer and do the configuration of the machine, of the coupler. What do you need? What is the right coupler? And does that work with your work tools? What adaptations do we need to do? So that's our high competence, what we are delivering to the dealers and to the customers, to really support them and to help them to find the right fit for their machine and for their application. I know already now what we have achieved. We have gained market present visibility towards the customer. We have attracted some new customers here looking at our products, who've heard about our brand, look at the SQ couplers on the tilt rotators, and that is our real target, to grow the visibility of the market towards the end customers, but also towards the dealers, that they see, okay, we are still there, we continue to be there, and that they see stability there, and that's what we want to achieve, and I think we are on a good track there.
There you are. Steelwrist, nice people to do business with. And we'll be sticking with Balmer right after this.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Before I headed for Munich and for Balmer 2022, I'd already resigned myself to the fact that I wouldn't get to see everything that I wanted to see. As expected, there were certain machines that I missed, and in fact, there was an entire stand that I didn't get to see, and that was the Mecalac stand. Thankfully, my Construction Collective colleague Peter Haddock wasn't such a slacker, and he managed to get to the company and its products on film.
Hi, I'm Peter Haddock. I'm here at Balmer 2022 and I'm spending the day today looking at electric and alternative fuels. And I'm here with Benoit. We have just seen a demonstration of all of this lovely electric equipment that you've got here. What's interesting and why I wanted to drop by is that you've got a whole fleet here of electric machines, 3 machines that work together, just like we've seen in the demonstration area. Tell me about a whole electric vision.
We will present today a full range of electric products, and we are very proud of it and happy to present it at Balmer. So the idea of the range is to be the first worldwide medium-sized product electric. So that's why we have no mini or big machines like we have behind. It's a medium-sized product with the 11-ton excavator, with a 6-ton side dumper, and with a 1,000 swing loader.
And that's really important, folks, because what we've seen here is we've seen the revolution has come into the small machines.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing people wanting to work on projects in inner city environments, low emission zones, and therefore we need the quietness but also no emissions. So fundamentally, when you've got a fleet that works together, that is actually fleet matched and electrically matched, then you can do more work on those job sites. Let's go and have a look at some of the machines starting over here. About electrics, when we're going to do real work on job sites, we've got to have a wheeled excavator, haven't we? And this is where we're starting to go. What is this particular unit? Tell me a little bit about the specifications and what you've done with it, because it looks slightly different to other ones that are on the market.
At Mecalac, it's a machine that we have already since some years in thermic version, but this architecture allows us to put a lot of battery inside the machine. We have 150 kilowatt hour, so it's a huge autonomy for the machine.
And so with that, what kind of hours are we getting? And of course, folks, remember this always, when we're not using an electric machine, we're not burning the fuel, which is the electric, so the idle times and things like that. We're getting rid of that completely. So how many, it's a full shift is what we're talking.
We can really work during 8 hours, which
Right.
is kind of record for this size of product. We have, with this huge battery and the optimization that we did to develop the software and the energy management on the machine, we are able to really work one full day with the machine, and it's really something we are proud of it, and it's really something that has been tested with real application on real job sites.
I realise that aesthetics count for very little in this industry, but I have to say Mecalac makes some remarkable looking machines, and as somebody pointed out in the chat there, that silver colour really does add to it. Now, with the addition of electric power, I expect to see more of those about. Let's hope so. We'll be featuring those again in the very near future, I would expect.
Let me see.
After 30 odd years of reporting on nothing but demolition and construction equipment, I really appreciate the occasional opportunity to look just outside my usual comfort zone. In the past, we've delved into mining and quarrying equipment. We've even gone offshore on occasions, but this time we're headed into the field of forestry equipment, and we're doing so in the company of Volvo.
This is our new log handler. The new Volvo L200H high lift is 13% more productive compared to previous models and are designed to lower the operating cost.
The L200H high lift's new loading unit features a reinforced lift arm system, cross-beam and rotator unit. The stronger rotator unit is maintenance-free and increases stability thanks to the integrated dampening system. It lifts 11.2 tons, which means 27% increased lifting capacity.
Volvo's new reinforced grapples are optimized in both size and shape for easy filling. Our biggest one, 4.3 square meters, are increasing the productivity with 13%.
To efficiently handle the improved load capacity, it's equipped with a wider, long-life, low-profile 875 type tyres as standard. Volvo is also offering a new collision mitigation system. Though the operator always needs to pay full attention while reversing, this active brake system can help to prevent or reduce impact of a collision. The new optional front view camera not only provides visibility in front of the machine, but on top of the stack, displayed on this dedicated monitor.
Another new feature is the possibility to adjust the hydraulic setting to your own preferences with your smartphone or a tablet via Bluetooth to the machine.
The L200H high lift will be possible to equip with Volvo Copilot and all load assist applications, such as operator coaching and onboard weighing, that provides real-time insights into the grapples and the load receiver's payload to help eliminate overloading, underloading, re-weighing and waiting times. The typical weighing accuracy is plus minus 200 kilos per grapple, depending on how the machine is used. It can also notify if the load exceeds a set limit, helping to maintain machine stability and the job site safety. Part of the load assist family is the tire pressure monitoring system. It checks the pressure and temperature of air and hydro-inflated tires to optimize tire life and time spent on machine inspections.
Machine downtime and maintenance costs are reduced further thanks to extended service interval on major components.
Other improvements are a more straightforward access to the engine compartments thanks to added side handrails and the redesigned covers and the quick oil drain and filling connectors.
There you have it, the new ultimate partner for the logging application, built to handle more cubic meters with a lower total cost of ownership. The new stronger L200H high lift from Volvo.
Very good indeed. For all I just said about the enjoying the occasional look outside my usual comfort zone, I was watching that thinking how good that would be handling scrap steel. You can take the man out of demolition, but you can't take the demolition out of the man, it would appear. Let me get back on track with this.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that pretty much wraps up the main part of this morning's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around for that, then please stay safe. Look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Have a great day. Enjoy the football if you're watching it. I will be. And thanks for watching. But if you have the time and the inclination, I will see you right after this.
Hey!